So, how many hours of Tamil cinema did you watch?
Each of those movies I actually saw repeatedly, I think, few times because I had to choose the film clips also in a manner that somewhere, see, you can't explain everything in a film. Somewhere the clips also have to speak for themselves over there. Like, for example, the clip from Meera, where the young Meera becomes the old Meera. In its time, it was actually a very, very innovative, transition in the 1940s. Later on, Indian cinema and particularly Hindi cinema kept doing that. Like, if you see, think Shakti, the young kid is kicking the can, and now on that feet kicking, you see it's Bachchan's feet which are kicking the can. But these sort of things, and a few things, of course, that one kind of thing tried in the film was that, again, without going into the obvious, that there are common themes and common things that a director, style has in his work. So I think somewhere definitely in Shakuntala one chose the tiger hunt, which leads to tiger shikar. And even in all the footage that we had of Duncan's work in America in the 60s, my editor and me specifically chose the animal shots because, again, there was a kind of continuity in the work over there. And he was very, very good in shooting animals. Also, in something like this, because there was, leave alone the archival material, there were only a handful of people who were alive who also directly knew him. And again, like I said, when you are documenting it, I could have gone to the kids of those people and stuff, but I really wanted it from the horse's mouth, at least from the ones who were alive, because the facts had to be as accurate as I think possible. Even with the older people, you do have the danger that you don't know how intact their memory is over there. I had to do a lot of checking and cross-checking. There have been bits where people have spoken certain things we could not cross-check. We have kind of kept it out of the film. Oh, that actually, now that's just an accident that happens in documentaries. While we were shooting it, she began talking that she was a 5-year-old girl who saw the shooting. Literally, it was we're shooting there, and I told Ramani, okay, place the camera here. And we kind of shot her over there. Because while we were shooting it, she went on and on about Mantri Kumari, I was 5. Then she said, they dropped a doll. And of course, I knew I was going to use that scene because that was the most famous scene. Also, when we kind of included, think people like Austin and Zills, we had to make a point that, that Duncan really wasn't the only director who made India his home. These other people had. I could have done without the clip of, Achyut Kanya, but again, I thought when you see a few decisions have actually also come where you are documenting an era. And I've included the Achyut Kanya clip also because somewhere Duncan and Austin, they were foreigners, but they didn't really decide the content of their films. And that sequence from Achyut Kanya, in fact, shows that Austin was fairly comfortable shooting a typically chauvinistic scene where the hero, kind of tells the heroine, this is not women's work. At the same time, within the stories, the Duncan character, even in Ambikapati, as we mentioned, she sends the love letter first. In the scene from Ponmudi, the heroine grabs him in. It's the hero's earring which falls down over there. It's not the heroine's earring. And ultimately, in Mantri Kumari, when she finds her husband is a villain, instead of him pushing her off the cliff, she pushes him down. So somewhere, and even in the, because a lot of our Indian mythology, my generation has actually read from Amar Chitra Kathas. And a lot that you have seen, even in the Shakuntala story, she's very resigned because of that curse when she's not recognized in court. But they actually had a scene where she turns around on the kid and on the king and says, what sort of justice is this? So somewhere I think it was more the gender equations that he understood it. In terms of actual filming, the bulk of the work was just to get the archival stuff. It's taken me 1.5 years to make. Actual shooting days were 15. It's really been getting the material from America because they're all helpful. The NFAI was also extremely helpful, but it just takes its own time. I went there in October 2012 to begin the process. I finally got the footage in May 2013.